What is going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Knowledge. Today we're going to be talking about the 100K a year notary business path that most people miss. And if you are new to the channel, if you want to know how I know this stuff, how I understand this information, then understand that I've been in the notary business for going on 10 years. I made millions in it, and I make over 10K a day in revenue each day from the notary business. So if you want some proof, you want to understand, like, how do I even know this stuff? I want to see some of the stuff myself. Click the link in the bio for the free training. You can get more information on me breaking everything down for you, showing you some real numbers, some real proof, and then from there, you'll understand what's going on. But anyways, moving into the video, what we're going to be talking about today is the 100K a year notary business path that most people miss, as you can see from this beautiful title right here. And a lot of people, they don't even understand that as a notary, making 100K is even possible. Because realistically speaking, when you think about the notary business, what comes to your mind, right? A lot of times people are thinking like, okay, cool. I can make, $5 here, $10 here. Maybe I'll get a big sign where I make even $50. But most people aren't thinking like, you know what? I can actually get like a tech salary from this. I can actually make like a college degree plus more income from being a notary, which is not even that hard to become. When they hear stuff like that, they don't even think like, oh man, this is even possible. So I want to show you guys how you can actually do that and make it possible, how it's possible for me. And I know it can be possible for you. So you need to stop thinking job by job, first things first. So when it comes to making 100K as a notary business, you got to understand that 100K does not come from doing one-off jobs, right? It comes from building repeatable income, a repeatable system, not just chasing random appointments here and there, here and there. You need to create a system out of it, because if not, you're going to not only burn yourself out, but it's just going to be one of those things where, you know what, it's not going to be sustainable for you. So stop. Put that here for you guys to see that clearly. Stop chasing, where's it going? Job by job. You just stop chasing job by job, right? You just need to go ahead and understand that, okay, I need to build a system out of it. So if you come with that approach, you'll do better than most notaries, right? Because when I talk to a lot of notaries, one of the things that I hear is like, oh, I just need to get more clients, right? And then even though you do need to get more clients, it's not one of those things where it's like, okay, I can give you 10 clients and then you're good to go. No, you don't have a repeatable system. Even if I were to give you 10 clients, you would make your money from it. And then what happens? What happens? At that point, what are you doing? There's no money that's consistently coming in. You just got your job and you're done. You can't think short term. You have to think long term. How can I make a system where I have money coming in repeatedly? These are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. How do I make sure that I have a client flow or a stream of clients that are consistently giving me business? That's what you need to get to. So just get it out of your mind and chasing it job to job. One of these things that you have to understand, especially when it comes to the business of being a notary business owner, is you got to get out of that employee mindset, right? You're just thinking like chasing job to job is kind of like trying to chase things paycheck to paycheck. It doesn't work like that over here. I'm just going to be keeping it real with you guys. Next up, you want to pick your better client types, right? So I always talk about this, and I talk about like what I've learned and just doing other types of business and talking to like my mentors and my coaches, is you don't want to deal with, there's two types of clients, right? You have the peanut clients, and then you have the ones that have the bread, that have the money, right? The peanut clients are the ones that are going to give you the most amount of headaches. They're going to want to give you the least amount of money. If anything, even if you give them a low price, they're going to want to negotiate that. And then even if you get the job done, they're going to nitpick things within the job that they don't like or that's not to their standard, which happens to be extremely high. And then if anything, you might even have to refund their money or they have to fight a dispute, or it's just a headache. It's not really worth the time and the effort. It's better off focusing on people that know you need their service, that you know need your services, that are able to get the best type of experience from you because they're paying their money. So you're going to give them that white glove service. And then you're also able to focus on your job better because you have clients that actually want to get it done. They're not going to stress you out. They just want you to do your job so that they can get their service done and out the way. So by picking better clients, it just means not really just accepting everything that comes through the door. You kind of have to be you kind of got to be a little bougie. Like, all right, I don't want to work with this client because I can already tell that they're giving me a headache. If that's the case, don't work with them. If there's somebody that's trying to negotiate your price from, let's say, $100 down to like, hey, can you do it for like $35? Hey man, come just look out, man. Can you do it for $35? You don't want to deal with these types of people. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. Just go ahead and focus on the better types of client. And if anything, as an entrepreneur, I think it'll be better in your interest to figure out, okay, how can I get more of the type of clients that I'm looking for, right? That's the question you need to be asking yourself, not how can I get more clients, period, because I just want to make more money. That you don't need to have that attitude towards it. It's like, how can I get the type of clients that I'm looking for so that way my service can be it's top notch because now I'm going to put more into it because I'm getting paid more. And then how can I just make sure to get them on a consistent flow? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. That's the path that you need to be taking. Next up, you need to control your weekly numbers. And I always talk about this, right? Control your weekly numbers or goal setting. Control weekly numbers or goal setting, meaning you need to know what you're aiming for, right? If you want to get to 100K a year, you need to understand how I'm going to get there. You need to be doing the math. You need to be reverse engineering. I do this in everything, right? I do this in business. I do this in life. If I want to end up here, then I reverse engineer it all the way back down to where I am now. So that way, when I move forward, I understand where I want to be, right? So for example, let's say you want to make $4,000 a month. That means you need to make, okay, I need to make $1,000 a week. Okay, if I need to make $1,000 a week, then I need to make this amount of money a day. If I need to make this amount of money a day and I work 8 hours, that means I need to be making this amount of money on average each hour. That's how you work it down backwards. So then when you look at it on a backwards point of view and you're working forward, then it's like, okay, cool. I need to do this. My first step is making this much a day. That's it. And just learning how to make that a day. But you need to control your numbers, see where you stand, see where you want to go, and then you get there. It's not just saying, I'm just going to work hard and I'm just going to get there. Get where? Get where? If you don't know where you want to go, then where are you going to end up? Just anywhere? If that's how you want to do it, if that's how you want to live, it's up to you. But if you're actually trying to get to this 100K a year, that's how you need to be moving. That's how you need to be thinking of things. It'll get you a lot faster, it'll get you a lot farther faster. Next up is an increase in each appointment value. So what I mean by that is each job that you're doing, every time you go out there, you need to be making sure that you're not just doing everything for cheap, right? You're not doing everything for the lowest price possible just to get some people in the door, because that's going to end up bringing you in more headache than it's worth. One, and then two, honestly, guys, you're going to have to do a lot of work in order to just bring somebody in, right? You're going to have to do a lot of work to get to your goal. Because the lower your price is, the more payments, the more people that you have to deal with, the more stress that you have to go through. Don't do that. Just charge a little bit more. And what you'll tend to see too, which is very odd, and I don't know why it works like this, and I don't mean this to offend anybody, but I'm just being honest. You start dealing with, once you start increasing the value of your services, this is just a different type of person that you get with. You know what I'm saying? It's like a different type of client that you start getting. And you start to realize like, I want to work with these type of clients because these are a lot easier to work with than these type of clients. You know what I mean? If you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. If not, just take my word for it and just charge a little bit more so you can get it. And one of the ways that you can charge more is by looking at the average of all the notaries that are in your area, looking at the specific documents, getting an average of those, and then pricing yourself around there. That's a good like rule of thumb. Because you're not trying to be the cheapest client, because that's just a race to the bottom. And then, like I said, you're going to have to do a whole bunch of different signings just in order to get to your number. But you want to be somewhere around that middle to high until you get the confidence to being one of the most expensive if you want to. But if you're going to be there, you know you need to be offering white glove service, and their whole experience, the client's entire experience around needs to be something that they enjoy so that they can understand like, oh, you know what? This was actually worth every dollar. Because if they feel like that, then they're more inclined to come back. And that's how you get those repeat clients, which everybody wants to know about. How do you do that? Next up, you want to build a follow-up machine. And when I say a follow-up machine, I'm not saying like you actually need to build a robot that just follows people around. No. You need to build a follow-up machine, meaning that you need to have a way that your past clients, your missed calls, your old leads, that's where all your money gets lost. So you need to find a way. How are you gonna reach back out to these clients? How are you gonna get money from these clients? How are you gonna provide them the service that they need? In order to even do that, you need to know that, okay, when I can't reach them, or if they're a missed call, that I know I need to put them in a list so I can call them back. These little things right here can raise your revenue by at least like 10%. So just by doing this alone can get you money, and it's just doing what other notaries aren't doing. Because when business comes in from most notaries and they don't get the business, they're just on to the next one. They're just always trying to like go on to the next one. But it's easier to just go back to where someone actually called you, because at least they came with an intent, even if it wasn't that warm. And it's better than just finding somebody from scratch. You know what I mean? Just going through your book and then just calling those people back. But anyways, that is the 100K notary business path that most people miss. These are the things that you need to understand. And if you're somebody that's out there that wants to make 5 to 10K a month in your notary business, but you're not sure how to do it, just remember that it's not just about having random clients. It's about building an actual system. You need a system behind yourself that actually works without you and can work with you. So if you want to have access to the full system that I use to create a 7-figure plus notary business, go ahead and click in the link in the bio. A free training is there in the description. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you the back end to break it down to you, and I'm going to pull up the numbers live so you can see for yourself. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, stay blessed, peace, love, and your boy Knowledge is out.